For as long as I can remember, Aquaman has always been the type of superhero who can't seem to get any respect. Whether it's people making fun of his aquatic fish-like powers, or comparing him to a gay fish like Kanye West, the King of Atlantis just can't seem to catch a break. Enter Jason Momoa though, with his tribal tats and grungy beard, and suddenly we are talking about a whole other ballgame. With some pretty positive reception from his appearances in other DCEU movies, it is finally Aquaman's time to shine in his own solo movie. The movie's out now, and I've already watched it, so the question is, do I think it was worth giving Aquaman the spotlight, or should he just crawl back into the ocean? Without further ado, let's find out. So for anyone who doesn't know, taking place sometime after Justice League, that's right, they briefly reference Steppenwolf in a throwaway line, Aquaman serves as an origin story of sorts for Arthur Curry, an individual that is half human, half Atlantean, and the true heir to the underwater kingdom of Atlantis. Though he wants nothing to do with the world below the seas after the disappearance of his mother, he must step forward to claim the throne when his power-hungry half-brother Orm sets out to unite the 7 underwater kingdoms in order to wage war against the surface world. Though met with plenty of obstacles in his way, including the vengeful Black Manta, Aquaman must retrieve the legendary Trident of Atlan and embrace his destiny as the protector of 2 worlds. Starting off with the bad, I'm just gonna say it, but the movie does a lot of things to make you roll your eyes. There are examples of some pretty terrible logic, humor that can feel a bit forced, weak villain motivations, convoluted plot elements, awkward dialogue, and arguably a lack of character progression. I mean, while I get that movies shouldn't be overanalyzed, how can you not facepalm upon seeing the Queen of Atlantis herself have to be saved from drowning? Or shake your head at a random music montage of a villain putting together his gear? Or question why someone like Aquaman keeps getting hyped up as the hero when he himself brings up plenty of valid points why he is totally unsuited for the job. What I guess I'm trying to say is that, yeah, if you come into Aquaman expecting some great writing or thoughtful commentary, this isn't the place for it. In fact, I spent some time around social media reading what people have to say about the movie, and the best thing I've seen some people say that I think perfectly encapsulate what the film is like is that it is like watching a cheesy Saturday morning cartoon or some sort of action-focused shonen anime. I mean, you know how sometimes those works of media focus more on making things look cool or getting to the next fight than on good writing? It's kind of like that. I mean, taking it a step further, Aquaman just feels like your average anime protagonist. He may not seem very special compared to those around him at first, but thanks to one special ability and an endless amount of believing in himself, he eventually fights his way to fulfilling his role as the Chosen One. However, while it probably seems like I've just been doing a lot of bashing of the film so far, that is not to say that I didn't enjoy the film to an extent. Going back to that Saturday morning cartoon / shonen anime analogy, I guess you could think of it like watching Thundercats or Dragon Ball Z. Sure, they aren't the highest pedigree of writing or have super deep characters, but they are still pretty fun to watch and have enough going on to help you forgive most of their flaws. Likewise, if you go in and allow yourself to be mindless for a bit, I think you will realize that this film is not insultingly bad, but just good old dumb fun, with which you can enjoy yourself. Featuring lots of colorful environments, a more lighthearted tone compared to other DCEU films, interesting aesthetic choices, and plenty of over-the-top fights, the film is enjoyable and throws enough stuff at you to keep it entertaining. Not only that, but Jason Momoa seems to be having a blast as Aquaman, so watching him give it his all is pretty fun. We've never really seen Aquaman do his thing on the big screen, so getting to finally witness him in action with all this watery, power-based stuff is kinda cool. So all in all, while the movie is definitely not perfect, or trying to be game-changing in any way, it is filled with enough good things to keep it entertaining. While I wouldn't say to rush out and watch it, I think it is the type of thing where it is a fun watch, and I would recommend it if you have some money lying around, or if someone asks you to go see it. But hey, that's just my opinion. And remember, don't take anything I say too seriously. After all, I'm just the Wannabe Reviewer. Thanks for watching.